Have you heard of the Project Icebreaker or Unicorn? Both the Bank of International Settlements and third parties collaborating with the IMF are working on a new global central bank digital currency, which will become the new one world digital currency. Let's talk about this. So if just talking about domestic CBDCs wasn't enough, the globalist banking institutions are joining in on the push for digital entrapment as well. Under this plan, all the world's central banks and their currencies would work together through a new foreign exchange clearinghouse for retail CBDCs. The Icebreaker Hub, as the BIS calls it, will make it easier for banks to send and receive data for a wide range of transactions, both internally and with other banks. Just last month, several banks, including the Bank of Israel, Norris Bank, as well as Verges Bank, collaborated to test the technical feasibility of conducting cross-border and cross-currency transactions between different distributed ledger technology-based CBDC proofs of concepts, and according to them, it was a success. The group of central banks wants to run everything, including trade and money, and at the end of the day, this kind of project would bring together financial markets and banking into one piece of software. When the banks just have a lock on the market, it will be hard for small tech companies to come up with new ideas, and by having complete control over the payment gateways, this would tighten the noose on the global trade and finance, tying every country into a CBDC web and making it possible for absolute authoritarianism to happen on a global scale. If that's not bad enough, how about we introduce a brand new tech company backed by the IMF and endorsed by the globalists? The Universal Monetary Unit, or Unicorn, a new global design work with all existing national currencies, was introduced at the spring meeting just a few weeks ago. A global central bank digital currency was officially launched by the Digital Currency Monetary Authority, or the DCMA, and after over a decade of working in the financial news, I have never come across this organization before. It seems to make no difference who they are, as they have the IMF's backing regardless of the fact. Their CBDC is being sold as a way to strengthen the monetary sovereignty of central banks that use it, and it also follows the IMF's recent policy recommendations for crypto assets. The Universal Monetary Unit, which will be a legal money commodity that can be exchanged for any legal tender settlement currency, it works like a CBDC to enforce banking rules and protect the financial interests of the criminal international banking cartel. The group behind it is made up of sovereign states, central banks, commercial and retail banks, and other financial institutions. This should be a cause of concern for everyone listening to me right now, because it shows the absolute control of a small few over the entire monetary system. There's a secret group of international banks and national governments trying to force this national currency stuff down our throats in real time. If most countries used a new global currency, it would be a huge step forward for the globalist agenda. It will give establishment officials the power to starve their potential opponents with algorithmic precision, creating a new world where technology is used to control people beyond what they already have. Anyone or any business that doesn't follow the latest rules about the environment could be cut off from all trade altogether. Also, there will be a need to be a bridge currency to fill in the gaps between exchange rates and to keep the money flowing. And the BIS and the IMF, they also got that covered with their global CBDC. It will be based on the special drawing rights, which Jim Rickers love to talk about, which has been used for decades to help transfer money between governments. To wrap this all up, no one should be surprised that the powers that be are working on a one world digital currency. As always, it's sold to the public as having a ton of benefits, yet the only true beneficiary is a totalitarianistic government that wants to further enslave humanity. The sheer fact that they are releasing white papers before national retail CBDCs are released raises serious concerns about the global financial control and the fulfillment of the Orwellian takeover they have been working towards for decades. Like I've said several times before, don't just listen to what they say, but keep an eye on what they're doing. They are building the future they want for humanity, and it's all based upon computer code. And there's no greater example than their Economist cover in 1988, which told us what to expect around this time frame, and they're building out in plain sight. So there you have it, one step closer towards a mark of the beast style system being brought to us by software. I hope this update was informative. It just shows how we have the BIS and IMF working together on different projects, but ultimately they're going to try to bring it all together. So if you found any value, please share this so others can watch, listen, and learn. The clock is ticking and the digital transformation is ramping up, and people need to hear about this. I'll see you in the next video.